Hey guys, welcome back and I hope you had a great weekend. If you noticed, there's an MR2 back there. If you guys have been following along, you know I am building a DC2 Integra for Time Attack and it is getting the cage finalized. If you watch a previous video, cage is put in, they missed the passenger side tab for the racing harnesses. I'm gonna be running a passenger seat in the car because we are running a street class in all the events we're going to be running, and passenger seat is just going to be necessary. So they're fixing that. While it was there, they said, hey, what are your thoughts on us pulling the motor? We would like to keep the swap. And I said, I'm going to probably be running that this year. And well, it's not here. They're doing the motor, they're doing the cage. I'm stoked. I hope you guys are too. We are finally going to be putting the motor that I thought we wouldn't be putting in until next year's season. So without further ado, let's check out this motor. That's right, the writing is on the wall. We are going K24 for this upcoming season, and we didn't even make it out of the season with the B18. No season whatsoever with the B18 actually, so that's right, we're getting rid of that and we're going K24. We are limited in the class that we are gonna be going to compete in the few times that we are actually gonna compete, maybe more, I don't even know yet, but we'll see. So we're limited on what we can do to the motor, and so we got as good of a motor as we could possibly get for our setup. I didn't want to go crazy yet, so we have an RBB head. As most of you may know, these are the best out of all the K24s. You have intake and exhaust, have 3-lobe cams, and then we got a 50-degree RBC cam gear, and that's what you're limited to. We have a Type S oil pump in this as well. So this isn't the best example I've ever seen, but it's going to work. It's going to be what I need it for. We have another K24 that we are going to be putting together, probably for the same class. Depends on how it goes this year. We'll see, and we'll be able to tweak it. We'll be able to really do upgrades the way that they should be in order to be competitive, and we'll learn as we go. And that's really the goal, and that's all I can tell anybody that's trying to build one of these cars. You could talk to every good shop, you can talk to as many people as you want, but once you get the car, you start feeling it out. And I'm not just talking for Time Attack, I'm just talking about building a car in general. Take people's advice, but at the same time, do your research and find out what's gonna work best for your application, because sometimes some places they wanna build a car the way that they want, or, you know, in this case, there's not a whole lot of knowledge at shops locally and within the community itself that can give you a huge amount of knowledge until you actually get into the scene and start racing and meeting these people. So this is, to my knowledge, the best setup that I can come up with. We're going to be pairing it up with an SI Trans. We're probably going to run the stock LSD for a couple events, see how that works. If I need to change it out for something that's going to be a little bit better, we will, but that's kind of where I want to go from here on out. We're changing a lot on the car, and that kind of makes me nervous. You saw a lot of the parts. That's pretty much going to be an issue all in its own. What do you mean? It's so cool to see all these parts laid out, and it's awesome. You got suspension pieces everywhere. Well, I'll tell you what the problem is. When you touch every bolt on a car, it does create more problems. If there is an issue, you can't dial it as easy because you can't diagnose that specific part. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue. We are changing every bit of the suspension, PCI, ASR, we got K-tuned and MPC, ARP. We got all sorts of things happening. And as awesome as it is, the downside to doing these complete builds before you do any testing is you don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work, and if your setup is perfect, or you may have to adjust things, so on and so forth. So we will see. For those of you who haven't been following along, we are going to be running these 15 by 8 Advans, and they're going to be running on 245/40s on the front, and then two 25/45s on the back. These are the Falcon RT 660s, and these are also part of the Club TR rules. You do have to run those in that class as well, and that's supposedly the best tire out there right now, so I'm stoked. We're going to be running an action clutch, twin disc with a chrome moly, flywheel, and then if you've been following along, we got the K-tune shifter. Not 100%, we're going to be keeping this long jam on there, or that we're going to be running that specific shifter. From what I know, that is a very good shifter for drag. I don't know about time attack. We'll see. We're all going to be doing this within the next few weeks, so you guys got to stay tuned to watch us really start digging into the car. Once the motor's out, we're going to prep it. We're going to paint it. We're going to paint the engine bay. I'm going to try to put as many new parts on the engine bay as possible, as far as like maintenance parts and stuff like that. K is going to go in, suspension's going to go on, and some aero, and we're going to get going. So we got an SP1 Special Projects 1 front lip and splitter kit that's going to be going on it. For those of you that don't know, this is sort of an aggressive lip on the car. So that is just a body kit type lip, but the SP1 kind of gives you that lip look with a splitter, and the splitter is going to create that downforce that we're going to need on a front wheel drive car, which already has its limitations in certain aspects. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned. A lot more hands-on stuff going on. I thought we were going to be pulling the B18 by ourselves, but DP is doing that. And once that's done, it's just all hands on deck to try to get this project finished. So stay tuned, guys. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. You know the deal. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for all the fun stuff, because we're going to get this car done this month, and then it's going to be all racing and a ton of fun and a lot of events going forward. And we got some surprises in store for you. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon, and take care. Till next time.